All right, I am here with Jennifer King and Callie Brownson and Laura Okmin, and we are talking because you are all part of something really historic. When the Cleveland Browns play the Washington football team, it's going to be the first time in NFL history that there are two female coaches, a female referee, because Sarah Thomas is calling the game, and a female sideline reporter. I mean, just saying that out loud is so cool. And Laura, when you and I talked briefly before we hopped on here, you said that there was a real sense that everybody kind of realized what a big deal this was. And I wondered if you, Jen and Callie, could tell me a little bit about what it feels like in the moment to be a part of this. Callie, if you want to start, and then Jen, hop in.
Yeah, it's kind of incredible. It's and Jen can attest to this as well. Like, you think back on where these journeys started for all of us and kind of what we pictured this looking like. And then you get to a point now where we're looking at, walking out on the field on Sunday and there being female representation in almost every category. And that is it's unbelievable. It's the stuff we've dreamed about for so long. And it's been such a big part of the dialogue that we've used since this all started. Is our goal is to normalize this. And in order to normalize it, there has to be representation. And we're about to walk into an incredible experience where there is going to be representation in virtually every facet of what's going to be happening on Sunday. And, it's pretty amazing to think about really what this means for the future and how much more this busts that door open for everybody behind us.
Totally. Has that been your feeling too, Jen?
Absolutely. I think representation has been everything for me this week, just kind of thinking about what's going to happen on Sunday. And essentially we're doing something that we never saw when we were little kids, that we never even thought about. And just to be a part of it is pretty cool.
Laura, I know you've been just a mentor to so many women in the sports media field, myself included, a huge influence. How important is that for, girls growing up to see this, to be like, oh, wait, that's possible?
Everything. I can't overstate that. I can't understate that enough. It's absolutely everything. And what I was so excited about just after talking to both of these incredible women yesterday was I'm so used to talking to athletes or coaches, and you bring up a really huge moment and they kind of go, not right now. I'm just focused on the game, which I know these two coaches are also, but they're like, after the season is the time to reflect. And I was so in awe of both of you because both of them said, we want to embrace this moment and we want to make sure that we're taking advantage of this moment and not letting it pass. And what I loved is both of them also never talked about the moment for themselves. It was what you already heard. They immediately talked about what this moment meant for other young girls and other girls and women who are watching this. And so I know when I was younger and asked all the time about glass ceilings and asked about being a woman in a male prevalent business, I was always careful about it, going, I don't know how much you want to keep talking about that. I want to fit in. I don't want to stand out. The older I get, the more I'm like, we're standing out. These two women are, and Sarah all are standing out. And I'm so excited and so proud of them for understanding that and not trying to minimize it, but really saying what an amazing feat this is.
I love that. I mean, it really does feel like we're getting to a point where this is becoming more normal. And I know you were both a part of a program in the NFL to get more women in coaching positions. Jen, you're in your first year with Washington. Callie, you're in your first year with the Browns. And what has that journey been like? You mentioned it. What did it take to get you here, Jen?
It took a lot. It took a whole lot. I mean, actually, Facebook reminded me the other day, 5 years ago, I was coaching a middle school team. So I saw that there, and it kind of made me reflect just everything that I've gone through in those years since that time. It's been a lot. I've worked in a lot of different programs, and it's been a lot of hard work and a lot of long days and dedication to get here. And obviously I walked away from a comfortable basketball coaching position to just kind of make a leap into football. And, just stuff like this makes it all worth it. And I have no regrets from doing that. And, it's all special to me.
That's so great. And Callie, what is the path been like for you?
Yeah, I'm going to echo what Jen just said. I mean, it's been tough. It's been hard. You fight through a lot of, to just say adversity, I think is too general. It's a lot more specific than that. You fight through, having to learn, having to grow, having to assimilate into environments that you don't know how welcoming they are, how inclusive they are, trying to be able to create and add value as a female when it at that, especially in the beginning of our careers, wasn't as known, wasn't as normal. It's tough. It's really tough. But what it takes, I think also too, we talk about how tough it's been for us and how hard we've worked, but I think it's also a good opportunity, and Sunday's a good opportunity to pay respects to the people who've been our allies, the people who gave us opportunities and the people who helped us develop as soon as we got there. Jen and I share one of those with Buddy Tevens, somebody who gave you an opportunity, helped you grow, and ultimately helped us get to this point as well. So I think that, this is a special moment for us. This is a special moment for women. I think it's also a special moment for the people who took a shot on us and who saw into the future and saw that this was something really incredible and that it brought value to football overall. This is a special moment for those people who saw, the inclusivity of involving women.
Totally. And you both have a very similar path. You both coached at Dartmouth. I think you played on the same team, not overlapping. And do you feel, when I talked to Sarah Thomas a few years ago, and she said, when I asked her, does she ever get sick of people asking her, as the first female ref, right? Instead of like as a referee or as Sarah Thomas. And what role do people who lift others up play in getting women to a place where where this Zoom wouldn't be happening because it wouldn't be a big deal?
I think it's massive. I think the role that they play is massive. I think the dialogue that you create sets the tone for really what happens. So, to Sarah's point, at what point do you stop saying such and such hires a female coach, as opposed to the article reading, great addition to the coaching staff by the team, and it just happens to be a female. People are obviously going to pick up on that, but the dialogue that you create and how, everybody lifts each other up to be able to say, like, this was a great move for the team, not just a notch in the diversity column. I think that's such a big part of it. It plays a big role. Everybody who's been a part of getting us where we are and everybody who's been a part of helping normalize that dialogue are really essential to everything.
Jen, what has your first few games with Washington been like?
It's been like normal games. I was able to be with the Arizona Hotshots in the AAF and, at Dartmouth and, with the Panthers some before. So really game days, a lot of them are very similar. Once the game starts, obviously there's a lot going on, but, the pregame, the bus rides, my workout I do before the game, everything's the same. So it hasn't really been, that much different than any other game day for me.
Callie, what about you?
Yeah, the same. I still get the same feeling that I got when I used to play, sitting in the locker room, getting ready to go. Like, we're really blessed to be a part of this, and especially at the highest level like we are. And I hope that feeling, I'm actually confident that feeling will never fade. But, game day is game day, and your role changes a little bit every year. You take on more, those things are interchangeable, but at the end of the day, you're still on the sideline being a part of the best game that exists.
I love that. Now, Laura, you talked to Sarah, who couldn't be here today with us, ahead of the game. What was, can you give us any insight she had to share without giving away what you're using for the broadcast?
I was like, wait a minute. If my producer, Mark Titleman, is watching this, he's like,
no.
Don't say it yet. What's so amazing is she's echoing this. It's her. All three of you have said this, and Sarah said the same thing, which is it's not about the personal achievement anymore, because all three of them have done that. But now it's going to be able to look at both sides of the field and on the field, and you can't help but see representation everywhere. And so what I've loved about the conversations with all three of you is that it immediately went to bigger than them individually, because you guys have already had these interviews of yourselves individually. But how do we make a difference is when the numbers start reflecting. It's not just, yay, there's the one. So I think that's been really wonderful listening to all three of you talk about that, just about the three of you, and the first thing she said was how excited she was for the two of you. And I know the two of you, when I talked to both of you, that was the first thing. And can I say this too, Charlotte, just talking to Coach Rivera and talking to Coach Stefanski, what's so great, and talking to your players, nobody brings up gender when it comes to the group. that's the last thing that they talk about or think about when it comes to these two coaches or Sarah as an official. They talk about how good they are at their job. And so it's all of us that keep talking about this monumentous occasion. But what's so great is you have to have the right trailblazers, because a lot of times in the old days, as the elder statesman on the group, you'd have a woman who was blazing a trail, but she didn't want to talk about it because it was like, let's not bring it up. I'm just trying again to fit in. So it's pretty terrific having these women who are making history individually and together, but also saying, I do want to talk about it. I want to bring attention to it because I know what it means for all the young girls who are watching this. And that's not always the case. So it does say everything about these three incredible women too.
Right. And now, Callie and Jen, has your experience at the teams just been pretty seamless in terms of getting to know players, and have you felt welcomed at the organizations?
Yeah, I would say that's one of the most special pieces about this. And Laura, you just touched on this, like the interaction with the players. At least in my experience in football in general, and definitely here at the Browns, I've never felt isolated. The players never look sideways at you. At the end of the day, these guys want to win. They want to be successful. And ultimately, if you can be somebody who can help them get closer to that, accomplish those goals, accomplish their goals, they don't care about your gender. They don't care about any of those things. And that's a beautiful thing about this game as well, I think, is it's about family. And, if you're a part of the family, you're a part of the family. And that's the way these guys see it. And, I know how, with Jen and all of the other female coaches that are around the league, like, we fought hard to get here, so that energy is definitely out there on the field, and the players feel that. We are blessed to be here. We're loving every moment of it. So because of that, I think the players really feed off of that. They know we want to be here. They know that we're, thankful to be here, happy to be here, and we're going to work our butts off for them.
Now, Jen, what do you think in terms of Washington's year? What's been the most exciting to you? What are you sort of looking forward to and seeing how this team develops?
It's exciting, obviously to pick up a win in week 1 against a division rival in Philadelphia was big for us, and, we have a young group, but it's all part of our change that we're creating around here with the whole culture of the organization and our team. And, we'll take some lumps every once in a while just because we're young, but the guys are working super hard. I think everyone's on board what Coach Rivera's vision is for our team. And, we're super happy to take each week by week, and whatever challenge presents itself, we'll try to handle it.
Laura, yeah.
Can I say,
I'm like, yeah.
Can I just raise my hand?
I love it. Just do that. Everybody raise your hand.
So one thing, in Charlotte, it brings you and I into this, but we're always asked about sexism in this business, right? All of us. And what I always say is the players are the last person you feel it from, the last people you feel it from, because whenever I talk to players about women coaches, they'll always say the same thing. When they look at a coach, the question they ask is, will he or she make me better? That's all they care about. And when it comes to journalists, all they care about is, do you know what you're talking about? And can I trust you? And so I've always found if you answer those questions the right way, it does not matter if you are a man or if you are a woman. It's just earning their trust. And once you do, you are in. So the sexism I know I faced, it's been all on the outside in this business. But once you're in that family and you earn the trust where everybody thinks it's the hardest place to earn it, it's the easiest. Once they trust you, once they know you do your homework, once they know you coach them up, or you earn their trust and tell their stories, we're in. But it's always interesting to me about the sexism comes from the outside more than what it feels like in the inside.
Laura, I really like that you say that, because I was actually having a conversation the other day, and I said the biggest skeptics of women in football are in the comments section.
Yes.
I feel like the biggest skeptics in general are in the comments section, which is why I don't think we should ever read the comments. But it's really, you guys are with two pretty exciting teams now. Callie, heading into this weekend, you guys had a great win in week 2. Baker looked great. What momentum or what are you guys focused on when you face the football team?
Yeah, momentum. That's exactly what it is. It's something that we preach, creating positive momentum for ourselves and taking momentum away on defense. It's really kind of how we approach things. And, we're also kind of in a similar situation, a new staff, You know, we made some roster changes in the off season, so kind of some fresh faces as it pertains to the guys. And you know, our goal is basically to stay consistent week to week, play as a team, and handle adversity the best that we can. So, and that's a week to week thing. You know, one of the things I learned when I first got in the league is doesn't matter who you are, who's on your roster. It is tough to win in the National Football League, period. So we're just taking every week as we can and facing, you know, whatever challenges are ahead of us that week. It's kind of the dialogue that we try and preach. Stay within the week, stay within the day, win each day, get to Sunday, win Sunday, and then, you know, you move on after that. So that's really kind of our goal, is to just kind of approach Sunday and do what we can to get on the other side of that.
It's we're on to Cincinnati approach. We love it. Now, Jen, can you tell us Washington's entire game plan against the Browns?
Hold on, let me get a pen.
Right.
Hold on. This is actually a sting operation. Kevin
all Hail Marys. That's all we're doing. All Hail Marys.
Perfect. There you go. Well, thank you all so much for your time. Is there anything else you want to add? I mean, I feel like I could talk about this forever, but I know you're all very busy because you have football games to get ready for. And I'm so grateful for your time, but is there anything that I haven't touched on?
I think it's good. Yeah, like she talked about, just the people that helped us get here. You know, Sam with the league has been amazing. Vanessa Hutchinson. Scott Pioli for me helped a lot, and there's so many people that helped us get where we are, and I think, you know, I speak for her, we're so thankful for them for giving us those opportunities.
No doubt.
I love that. Laura.
I'm just so honored to be part of this game. Like, the schedule universe did me such a solid on this one, and this will be the only time that I'm like, I hope I can stay focused on the game, because I'm going to be watching them every minute, because everyone has said they're going to embrace this moment. So I'm there to make sure that they embrace this moment. But Charlotte, I know I speak for all of us too. Thank you for doing this. You're so fantastic, and you're not fantastic because you're a woman. You are so fantastic. I love how you earn everyone's trust. I love your voice in every way, in it live and on Twitter. So I'm just so thankful for you including me in this wonderful group. So thank you.
Laura, I was told there'd be no crying on this Zoom. Thank you so much. That means more than I can tell you, especially coming from you. But good luck out there, you guys. You're all going to crush it. I'm going to be watching. I can't wait to see.